super strength, and a real-life Shaolin monk. But first, let's talk about this influencer who just happens to be a multiple-time champion at bodybuilding events. Number 10. Blessing Awadibu. Like his name, Blessing is indeed blessed with incredible physique and strength. But can you believe that this wasn't always the case for this Irish influencer? Awadibu was underweight growing up, and he was focused on excelling in academia more than anything. He tried weightlifting to build his body, but he only saw it as a hobby and still kept his studies as a priority. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to reach his academic dreams and his initial plans didn't come to fruition. This is when he decided to take working out and bodybuilding more seriously. Eventually, Blessing got known for winning Arnold Classics and 4 other International Federation of Bodybuilding titles. All these wins weren't enough for him, so he took his 245 pounds of lean muscle fame to Instagram, where he amassed hundreds of thousands of followers. There, Awadibu realized that having a good physique isn't enough. He eventually came up with gut-busting sketches and viral videos that garnered millions of viewers around the world. One of his most famous videos is when he realized that there was a CCTV camera in the grocery store he was in, so he started showing off by taking off his shirt and flexing some competitive poses. Viewers and followers grew to love his sense of humor, but of course, they're still very much intimidated by what he is capable of doing, so they know not to make a wrong joke towards him. Number 9. JD Anderson. On the outside, JD might seem like a typical sweetheart since he's a motivational speaker in schools and churches, but that's probably why they say looks can be deceiving, because he can be much more. He wowed audiences of famous TV shows like America's Got Talent, Guinness World Records, and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno as he showed off his amazing strength at breaking blocks of ice. 13 blocks to be specific. From then on, he was popularly known as Iceman. If his icy capability isn't enough to amaze you, he warms up by snapping baseball bats, rolling up steel frying pans, and tearing thick phone books like it's no big deal. He's been going around the world sharing his amazing gifts both in superhuman strength and motivational speaking. Number 8. Giga Iguru. Ever heard of the saying, you can do anything you put your mind to? Well, Giga proved just that. You might know him from his YouTube channel where he has almost 500,000 followers. But this is just one of the many amazing feats that he has achieved. The guru refers to himself as a ninja, and no one dares to question it. It all started when his parents decided to sign him up for Taekwondo classes when he was only 4 years old. From then on, he never looked back and just kept growing his craft. He proceeded to learn Thai boxing, karate, Krav Maga, gymnastics, parkour, saber combat, as well as shooting and use of other weaponry. That's a total of 9 diverse practices and counting. His determination in pushing his body to unthinkable limits made thousands of people applaud him. You can watch videos of him showcasing his vast pool of jaw-dropping skills, using nunchaku like in the movies, and punching through concrete floors, thick trees, and punching bags without hesitation. If these aren't enough reasons for you not to get on his nerves, then we don't really know what will. Number 7. Martin Ford. Casting directors usually keep Martin Ford in mind when they need someone to play an intimidating dude who basically looks like he enjoys ripping people's heads off. Ford is a British bodybuilder whose story is also unexpected but inspirational when it comes to bodybuilding, as he didn't originally start off on this path. He was well on his way to building a career in cricket when he tragically got into an accident. He encountered a severe case of glandular fever which left him on the sideline for about a whole year. Ford was crushed as this was a crucial part of his career then, so he decided to channel his frustrations by entering the world of bodybuilding. Fortunately, these ill feelings were replaced with passion as he got captivated by his growth in the gym. All his hard work paid off and he was given many titles, one of them being the scariest man on earth. He also became a fitness model and actor, and some sources say that he's being slated in mixed martial arts, which is very fitting. If it isn't obvious enough, this guy is someone you probably shouldn't mess with. Number 6. Masaki Hatsumi. If you're a fan of martial arts, then you'll probably be in awe of this next one. Hatsumi is well respected as the founder of the Bujinkan Dojo, an international martial arts organization from Japan. Before he became world-renowned, he actively participated in martial arts, theater, and other sports in school. He chose to continue learning judo when he attended Meiji University and eventually reached the Dan rank there. After teaching his acquired judo skills to American soldiers, Masaki went on to be the student of Toshitsugu Takamatsu, or also known as the Tiger of Mongolia. He trained Masaki on Honshu Island for the last 15 years of his life. Takamatsu taught him the art of 9 ancient schools, including ninja and samurai schools of martial arts. Masaki became the sole heir of these ancient practices and eventually passed on his wisdom to his own students. After his visit to the United States in 1982, he also participated in the annual ninjutsu Takai around the world. Needless to say, a lot of people want this guy to be their master. Number 5. Shi Yan Ming. Next up, a real-life Shaolin master. Shi is the founder of the Shaolin Temple in the United States, but he came a very long way before he was able to do so. Their family was homeless and so poor that his father had to beg for food just so they could survive. Shi, or also known as Duan when he was little, fell severely ill at the age of 2, and his parents thought that they were losing him. After several visits to the doctor, they wrapped him in a blanket and almost threw him away. Fortunately, an acupuncturist got him, although he remained sickly for the next couple of years. They decided to bring him to a Shaolin temple that was about 1500 years old to hopefully have him treated. The Shaolin masters and disciples taught him Kung Fu, Chan Buddhism, and acupuncture. He was made to follow a strict training that included waking up at 4 in the morning and sleeping on a piece of wood with a blanket. This discipline and lifestyle eventually led Shi to master several other arts and helped him win various competitions. The American Kung Fu Association invited him to the United States, where he went on to start the Shaolin Temple USA. Number 4. Isao Machi. Isao Machi is a swordmaster from Kawanishi, Japan. He started learning the way of the katana, specifically Iaido, at the age of 5, and now holds 6 Guinness World Records for his Japanese sword skills. This modern-day samurai first became known around the world when he beat a record of the most sword cuts to a standing tatami mat. This tradition is called sugiri, and it involves tiny, perfectly even, and extreme quick cuts so as to not topple over the tatami mat. Isao cut a mat 7 times in 2004, and he surpassed this 11 years later when he cut another mat 8 times. This record-breaking feat was only the beginning. Many of his feats can only be done by other well-trained swordsmen, but in 2013, Isao became a samurai legend. He stared down the barrel of an airsoft rifle, unsheathing a sword at the perfect moment to cut the 158-kilometer-an-hour BB pellet in half. Most people wouldn't even have time to react, which demonstrates Isao's extreme precision and focus. After all his accolades, Isao Machi began work on his own style of martial arts. From his Iaido roots, he developed the Shushin Ryu Laijitsu style. He now runs a dojo and practices the art of the sword every day to his students. Number 3. Vidyut Jamwal. Trained in the ancient art of Kalari Payatu since he was 4 years old, Vidyut has committed to making a mark in the action and stunt scene of international cinema. His first Bollywood outing, Force, earned him a clean sweep of the nominated awards that year. He played in many more Telugu and Tamil films, which were critically acclaimed for their action scenes. He also began doing more blockbuster movies, which earned him a large fan base and an award for Best Actor at the SEMA Awards. Given his elaborate expertise in the martial arts, especially the ancient form called Kalari Payatu, which he's trained in since he was 4 years old, Vidyut has committed himself to creating a platform for action and stunts in world cinema. His first Bollywood outing, Force, a remake of the Tamil film Kaka Kaka, alongside John Abraham, gave audiences a sneak peek into the kind of action they can expect from Vidyut. It earned him a clean sweep at the awards that year, with him winning all the awards for Most Promising Debut for 2012. He subsequently played noteworthy roles in the Telugu film Shakti and Usa Raveli, both starring NTR. In 2012, Jamwal made his debut in Tamil cinema with Bila 2 alongside Ajith Kumar. For his role, he received tremendous critical appreciation and was lauded immensely for his action sequences. Post Bila 2, he has worked in blockbuster Tamil films like Thupaki, alongside actor Vijay and Anjan, and actor Surya. Vidyut's performance in Thupaki earned him a fan following and an award for Best Actor in a Negative Role at the SEMA Awards. In addition to earning the title of India's New Age action hero, the Indian media also went on to tag him as one of the sexiest men they'd seen. He featured in a number of popular lists: Time's Most Desirable, Fittest Men with Best Bodies, and People's Magazine's Sexiest Men Alive being just a few. Number 2. Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls knew from childhood that he was destined for greater things. He was gifted in sports in school, but he felt more drawn to more physical adventures such as mountain climbing and sailing. This would become a sign of things to come, as he soon became interested in skydiving and martial arts. He earned 2 black belts in Shotokan karate, and later traveled to Japan to become a karate grandmaster. When he was in the military at age 23, he became one of the youngest climbers to conquer Mount Everest, and his feat was done with nagging injuries from a serious parachuting accident in Zambia just a year prior. This was the beginning of Bear's claim to fame, as people began noticing his achievements and exploits. Over the next few years, he established a television career that saw him skyrocket to the top of the survival and adventure genre. He has also hosted programs for both British and American networks, and his great working relationship with the Discovery Channel led to his shows being shown and syndicated all over the world, making Bear a household name. Number 1. Meenakshi Amma. At age 76, Meenakshi Raghavan is defying her age and can usually be seen teaching and practicing the ancient martial art Kalaripayattu. She is the oldest practitioner of this form, and she continues to spread the word for free to girls in her village. She began her interest at 7 years old, where her father introduced her to it. Meenakshi was taking dance class, and she thought that Kalaripayattu would help her with flexibility. She was introduced to a guru named VP Raghavan Gurukul, who owned a Kalari school. He began training her in this martial art at his institution. Meenakshi and the guru later got married, but it was a union that was short-lived. After the guru passed away, Meenakshi took up the daunting task of running the Kalari institution on her own. Her perseverance paid off, and today, the school continues to attract hundreds of students who make the pilgrimage to learn this ancient martial art. See you guys next time!